everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Interior Soapery. Today I thought I'd go through exactly how I'm going to be making my new bath bombs. These are going to be using the Cada molds. So if you haven't checked out Cada, they have some amazing molds. I'm not sponsored through them at all, not whatsoever. These are the first times I bought the molds, but they are really amazing. You don't need a machine. I will be using part machine and part not, just so that you can see exactly what I'm going to do. So yeah, we'll get into it and I'll explain as we go along. So of course I'm going to be starting with all my mixture. So I have all my dry ingredients sitting in the mixers. I'm doing 2 mixers at once so that I can separate the colors more easy. One is going to be an orange red, which is a blend that I've made myself of 2 different bath bomb dyes. And then the other one is going to be a really nice, just kind of a sea blue. Once again, those are also dyes, and I get the dyes from Sud Off. That's where I get mine. So I will leave the link in below. I'm going to pop a bit in. As I go along, I did realise that the orange really wasn't very strong, so I added just a weeny bit more and had to mix up a tiny bit more and came back. But you can see here I'm putting the dry ingredients in the cup, and it actually just gets rid of, all the little bits left over so that we don't waste any of the dyes. The dyes here, I've used half a tablespoon of boiling water with I think 1/4 teaspoon of the dyes. But like I said, I did realize it wasn't enough of the orange and I did need to come back and change, but the other color was more than fine. The blue was much stronger and fine. So I'm mixing it now, and I mix it for a couple of minutes and get all my mixture ready before we start the next bit. So I'll leave you to have a look at this, and I'll come back in just a moment. So you will notice that I keep mixing. The most important thing with bath bombs is mixing. I say it all the time. For anyone else that's watched some of my other bath bomb videos, you'll see me say the same thing again and again, because mixing actually does make perfect. So I'm mixing it all here together, but the one thing I have not added is my citric acid. Sorry, I got cut off a little bit there. But what I was saying is put the citric acid in last. And yeah, and that way you're not worried about it activating during the process as well. So it definitely is better to do that last. And you'll notice that I mix it in like sort of 1 or 2 minute bursts, and then I'll go and, you know, turn all of the dry mixture around, because this is only a cheap mixer from a department store, so it won't get exactly to the bottom. There will be maybe half an inch that it doesn't kind of scrape, so I need to kind of help the mixture and help it do its job. So here you can see that I'm actually adding in the citric acid that we were just talking about before. We'll just give it a quick stir in and then let the blender do its job. So take a look at what I'm doing now, and then I will come back in a minute. Okay, so we're on to the blender number 2. So like I said, we are doing 2 different ones today. I usually like to do 2 together because making bath bombs is really, really messy. If you have actually ever made a bath bomb, you'll notice the amount of mess later on, and it's a big cleanup. So I try and do 2 in one go. So anyway, I'm pouring in the blue that I've already pre-mixed. It is a pre-mix of boiling water and of course the powdered dyes, and we'll just let it do its little bit and mix around. So do be careful, because lots of the powders and things will fly around until they're combined a little bit more. And it looks really light blue, but as it keeps mixing, you'll realize that it is quite dark. So don't try and darken it too much, or else you will, you know, kind of regret doing that. And do make sure you put in your polysorbate. When I was making this whole mix, I realized I didn't put in the polysorbate, which will disperse all the oils. For this one, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Some companies like Lush don't actually use it anyway, but I do like it in there. That way the colour just doesn't stick to you too much. But I do have customers that don't want it, so these ones will be advertised with no polysorbate. But yeah, generally I would definitely put in 1 tablespoon of the polysorbate, or 2 depending on the mixture that you're going to do. But I'll give you the mixture and all the ingredients down the links below, so do check that out, and I'll make sure that everything's in there, including the polysorbate, so you don't forget. But anyway, we're just going to mix this one up. Once it's mixed for a couple minutes, we'll transfer it to our normal low-lying silver bowls, because it is easier to hand mix, because you do need to give it a quick hand mix and then spray the witch hazel. In between me doing also the mixer that you can see, I do give it a couple sprays of witch hazel, which just will kind of bind it together and make it, you know, amazing. But definitely don't put too much spray in, because that will activate your bomb and then you'll be all disappointed. So only 2 sprays at the most when you're doing it in the mixer, and then when we get out of the mixer, we'll give it 2 or 3 more sprays after that. All right, I'll come back in just a minute. Let's do the typical thing that we always do, which is hand mixing after the mixer's done its job. And all you're going to do is just rub it in between your palms and your fingers, and that way it just gets any lumps or bumps out, because there is such a thing called a bath bomb wart, and what it looks like is a little pimple or wart that sticks out the side of the bath bomb. And all that is, it's just an aesthetic thing. It won't harm the bath bomb, but it just basically means it's a clump of mixture that hasn't been mixed in properly, that sticks out the side and doesn't look pretty. So that's what it is when people talk about a wart. So you can see with the blue one that I just showed you, it was crumbling my hand a bit, so that means it needs more witch hazel because it isn't binding well enough together. I did need to add, I think, about 4 to 5 sprays in the blue. Sometimes that happens when there just might not have been enough oil. Today it is a colder day in Melbourne. It is a little bit overcast, so I put less oil in. If it was warmer, I would put more oil in. So the environment really does have a lot to do with the mixture with your bath bomb, and you may need to alter it in different seasons, especially coming from summer to winter. They're really important times when you might need to change your mixture. But if you have any questions, please message me. I'll always answer you back and give you some advice if you're desperate for advice or you just don't know what you're doing wrong. Maybe I can give you some tips and tricks because we do make hundreds and hundreds of bath bombs every month, hundreds and hundreds of them, so, and several thousand a year. And yeah, so we have a little bit of experience in bath bombs, I would think. So hopefully we can help you and get you making some gorgeous bath bombs. So I'll let you watch me mix it all together, and then I'll come back with my molds. So now these are my molds that I have got from Cada. So they come in 3 pieces. So you have your bottom little piece, then you have the shaft that sits in the middle, and then you have your decoration that you sit on the top. So basically you just put the 2 pieces together, your bottom and the middle shaft. Then you're going to fill the bath bomb up and sit the piece on the top and push them tight. I started using my bath bomb express machine, just giving them a little bit of a push down, but honestly you can push them by hand and it really doesn't matter. You as long as you give it a little bit of, you know, a push, because it does need to be really tight to compact the bath bomb mixture inside of it. I will tell you honestly, the Love Boat one that I'm doing right now was absolutely horrible to work with. It was really hard. I don't know what it was to do with the mold. I will let Cada know though that you know, I just could not get it to work no matter what I did, no matter on my mixture. But when I actually did the maple leaf that I did, and I also did a koala, also they're all Cada molds, they worked out really, really well. There was no problem at all. So, you know, although it was a little more you know, they are difficult, so I'd say these are more an advanced level, I really would. But yeah, like I said, the boat was not my favorite because it just really was so much effort and for little result. So it is a much smaller one than the other, so maybe that has something to do with it. I won't give up. I will do another one and try again. Maybe I'll alter my mixture, but yeah, it just kept getting stuck in the mold. The little square bit on top of the boat, you can see, just kept getting stuck. So but don't let that deter you, because honestly, these Cada molds are really good. They're really amazing. They have some great detail on them and they will last a long time, I'm sure. So I personally love resin molds. I don't like the silver as much. I work a lot with the resin. But anyway, you'll see me come back and forward and I keep trying, but yeah, in the end I just decided, okay, I'm giving up, because it just did not want to work no matter what I did. Anyway, I'll come back in just a moment. Now let's start on the maple leaf. So I really did like this one. This one worked out really well. You know, once you sort of play around with them and get used to the molds, they do come out quite well. You just do need to give a little bit of a wiggle to get them out of the mold. So because I have the Bath Bomb Express machine, I do have the little piece, which is like a little stick that sits into a platform, and that actually goes underneath, so you can sort of push the bath bomb out. So that was really handy having that, but you can do it by hand. Just be patient and sort of wiggle it out. And after I did a couple, then I decided, okay, I really liked it, and it did work well, and I ended up doing a little bit of hand painting on it once I was finished. But this one, I'm going to do the maple leaf all in this really nice orange color. And I have used a couple different scents in it. So this one is Pomegranate Kiss from Aussie's Candle Suppliers is the one that I've actually used, but I'll leave the link below for you. And the other one I used, which was Forbidden Fantasy, is in the blue, and that's the scent, and that is also from Aussie Candles. I had just a small amount of each, so neither of them discolor, which is really good. So they are actually a great one to use in bath bombs and also in cold process soap, but today we're concentrating on the bath bombs. So you can see I'm just popping it in the little shaft bit once again, rubbing over the top, make sure it's flat, don't push too much, and then just get your other piece, and this is what's going to make the pattern, and then just pop it in the top, press really hard, whether you're using your Bath Bomb Express machine or whether you're going to be using your hands. And then basically all you're going to do is turn it upside down, take the little top piece out, and then push the main bit out, and it will come out. But yeah, you will need to practice with this, so don't feel discouraged if it doesn't work at the start, because it is really different to using a standard metal bath bomb mold or to using even the hand express. So it is really different to the bath bomb molds that I usually use, but it was well worth it, so give it a go, definitely. So I'll let you watch me make my gorgeous little maple leaf, and I'll come back. Okay, so we're almost finished doing these. I did also do the koala, which was in the blue. I'll show you the end result at the end, but it's exactly the same process as the maple leaf. So yes, so definitely, like I said, do give them a go. They do come out really, really nice, but it, like you can see me here wiggling a bit. It did take a bit of time to get it out, but I think once the mold kind of gets used a few times, then it might be fine. Sometimes they are a little stiff at the start. But yeah, anyway, you'll see it looking all beautiful. And there you go, there's the maple leaf. I am going to be painting them. And when you paint them, basically it's just a tiny bit of mica, and then I just put half a tablespoon of rubbing alcohol. I use 99%, but you can use what you like. Definitely try and use a high percentage so it doesn't activate. So you can see them here. They look really, really cute. So I've just kept it simple for my koala. I might put a little white dot in his eye to make him look a bit more friendly. And then, of course, the maple leaf has also been painted as well. And they're all ready. They'll sit here for 2 days. After 2 days, they will be shrink wrapped and packaged with all their ingredients tags on and ready to go up on our Shopify. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time. Bye for now.